version of Jenga where putting the blocks back in was the game. Like, hey, that goes on top. I just left 2 blocks in my shop accidentally, and that's why we have an off number. That's not right.
And then you have to start stacking it on that.
You have to start a new Jenga tower. Because then you would have to go 1 perpendicularly. Then you could do your 3 on the other perpendicular. Like if you made a T.
Done it so
Yeah.
So it's all just perpendicular blocks? So like,
Oh,
max out
all
Jenga.
singles? No, but we've gotten it to the point where it's all either just 1s or 2s, and there were no other blocks to pull out. Like literally, we had done the entire tower because you can't pull a block out when there's only 2.
Yeah.
And
What do you mean you can't?
technically, you can pull a block out when there's only 1, but you need somebody to hold at least the bottom of the
And then
tower
you
so you
just,
can
like,
yank.
tablecloth.
Yeah, like tablecloth. All right, but if we can get through our lesson. All right, so we already watched a video about this, so I don't think this will take much actual teaching. Imaginary numbers, we've already established, are poorly named.
Well, really, all numbers are imaginary, but okay.
All numbers are made up, not imaginary.
Made up is the same thing as imaginary.
Well, no,
Look up
because
the definition of imaginary. Grammar time.
you guys really don't want to play Jenga.
Oh shoot, no, Jenga. Okay, never mind. They're not the same thing.
Jake is
Completely
within
different
5 seconds Googling.
Existing only in the imagination.
See,
Yeah, I guess they don't know.
numbers
2. Mathematics.
numbers have physical representations, such as I have 2 pairs of scissors, and you guys should cut it out so we can do this math lesson.
Oh, I thought you were gonna pass it.
No, like there's family
Invented, not
family
true.
matters.
It's made up.
Okay, but not true.
Invented.
It's the invented part. It's what made up.
Okay, I don't even care. I'll lose this argument, although I don't actually
Got it.
believe that I've lost this argument. I just want to
I
move
feel
on.
like you're kind of right, and we're kind of right.
Yeah, but,
And our Shaya just hasn't had an opinion.
but like I sometimes do with my wife, I'm just going to say you're right so that I can move on. But, so, imaginary numbers, we said, are used when, or
Lateral numbers.
that name gets used when?
Boring though.
When
Square root of a negative number.
square root of a negative number, which we said happens
Or pi.
when the parabola exists above the x-axis, right? So we said if we have a set of axes and we have like x squared like plus 5, right? That and that should be drawn better. But that we don't have any zeros. We don't have any zeros, but we actually have lateral
So you add
zeros.
another dimension.
So we add another dimension. So
And then it
here's
becomes
where we have to accept the name imaginary when we start working it for our actual mathematics because
everyone calls it imaginary.
no, because just like we have x and y and other established notation in math, like f of x means a function of x, we, using the word imaginary, have established a value. I squared is negative 1, which means
Why don't we call it like
I cubed is 1, and then there's something else after that. I know. I have a photo of it.
Wait,
I don't think that I cubed would be 1.
No, it's
I
not.
don't really want to burst your bubble, but
I times
I to the 4th would be 1.
What?
so here's the deal. We're going to practice a couple problems factoring till we get to the point of having I.
The I cubed is negative I.
So, if we had square root of negative 4, we can actually break this up into square root of 4, which we like, we can do, and square root of negative 1. Because what I should have shown before jumping straight to that is under the same radical, we can make it 4 times negative 1.
Oh, so you can do it like
So
that.
it's 2i.
With multiplication, yes. With
Multiplication.
addition, no.
Oh.
So then we say, well, the square root of 4 is 2, square root of negative 1 is I, and we get 2i.
Yay.
Likewise, if we're working it backwards,
6I squared.
6i squared.
I squared is negative 1, so it's negative 1 times 6, which equals negative 6.
Wow.
But
Yeah, I saw
agree on C and D.
Negative 4 minus 5. It's 20. C is 20. And then negative 5.
Oh, double. Gravity works.
5i.
Gravity works? No. Amazing.
What did you get?
Did you like have coffee this morning?
I feel like I must have. Except for I've been really dreary all day.
You are just. What happened last period?
Except for no, I wasn't in math. Okay, so last period and connections and science. But in like
Did you just get like really like amped up about something?
wellness, we were like listening to music and stuff, and that was really fun.
And 9 squared.
And nice grade.
And I got a couple
I don't think
kills.
either of these is equal to 9 squared. You're close. Sorry.
I don't
C
like
close.
Okay. What do we do in C?
I think it's negative 20.
Hold up.
Wait a
No,
minute.
it's positive 20.
Heyo. Which one?
Positive
Hold
20.
So 4 plus 4i plus
Where'd you
I
get-
squared.
Plus.
Where'd you get plus 4i?
So negative 20.
So remember, 2i is not a binomial. I'm just putting it out there. I don't think any of us were taking that route. But remember, we don't have to FOIL or anything like that. We just square both pieces, right? So we square the 2, square the I, and we have 4i squared.
So
4i
it's negative
squared.
20i squared.
No, it's positive because 4i
It's positive.
squared. I squared is negative 1.
Is what he said wrong?
Is it negative 20?
What did Jake
It's
say?
negative 20.
I just simplified by distributing.
I
Yeah,
know,
but
but
you.
because I'm doing this in all of my math classes. What did Jake say?
He said 2 negatives made a negative.
He said negative 20i squared.
Oh, he said negative 20. Yeah, that's still wrong because you're. Wait,
You're
huh?
supposed to simplify all
So
the
you.
way.
Jake's right, but
Yeah,
so
I guess
are
that
you
works.
guys.
I just
Yeah.
simplify this part.
Why did you?
Okay,
Huh?
so here's what I'm trying to get you guys to like
Not
take
argue
your foot
all
off the
the
gas.
time.
Don't say no.
No.
All because somebody says their answer in a different manner than you. Do
I
not
thought
say
you just
no.
said negative 20.
I said negative 20i squared.
Then I squared is negative 1.
So
So it's
it's 20.
20. What about D? 5i. Yeah, going into I form is pretty, like, once you get the hang of it, it's just the square root of the number and then I.
But then there's like cubes
And then D is
multiplying and adding, and that's so hard.
All right. If you want to get out paper, you can, but we're going to do this for Jenga.
We can. Oh, Jenga. I made it.
Well, I'm tying the lesson into Jenga because I decided I wanted all my classes to just play Jenga. We already talked about this. The famous mathematician Bombelli, who was the one to go ahead and say, like, well, there are these numbers that they, for a long time, have called imaginary. We decided that we're calling lateral.
We should find out something else.
What are the solutions here? This one's not as easy.
How does
Whichever one of you gets it first gets to pull the first Jenga block.
I don't really care.
so it's
Well,
X minus 2?
we have to solve it anyways. Like, this is part of the lesson, so pencils,
I don't
pencils
have a
maybe.
graphic. This is discriminatory towards.
Hey, I don't care what the words on the screen say. We're gonna take that quadratic and find its roots. I know you guys can do this.
Like if X shares X?
Yes.
X equals 2 plus or minus negative 1. So it would be x equals 3 or 1.
Who what?
X equals 3 or x equals 1. And x
I regret to inform you that is incorrect.
Dang it.
So now you have to put paper to pencil. Or paper to pencil. Pencil to paper. Connor, you too. I'm not saying you have to get down. You can grab a clipboard if you still want to sit up on the desk.
I love to put paper to pencil.
Normally that creates a hole. Connor just really wants to flex that you can factor it in your own head.
Okay. So square root of 1, which is still 1. Okay. Yeah, wait. Yeah, it should be 2 plus or minus 1. Where did that go wrong?
Paper and pencil.
Okay, I'll do the question.
Nope, don't say it out loud.
It's gonna have something to do with I, because it wouldn't make sense if we did.
That's pretty narcissistic.
What?
X equals 2 plus
Oh,
You
3.
said it's gonna have something to do with you.
I said I, not me.
Oh, I know.
The grammar would be incorrect.
X equals 2 plus or minus I.
I said don't say it.
I don't know what you said. I don't.
Oh, but that was 10 seconds ago.
Or did I get it right?
I don't know.
So, the answer is
Whenever he says I don't know, we're on the right track.
or we're on the completely wrong track.
And I want you to hit the roadblock on your own.
Wait, how did, oh, I got -2. I calculated -2 times -2 equals -4. I'm very smart. Yeah.
You donut.
You donut?
Whoa.
I would
that
take a
is-
donut right now.
Oh, same.
That's the first time I've heard you talk today.
Yeah.
Well, there hasn't been much open air. All of it's been taken up by other people talking.
Okay,
What do we
so
do?
it's 3,
Yeah, Connor, why you gotta talk so much?
What do we do?
You do -1 and you get x squared minus 4x plus 4 equals 0.
Wait, we
And
do
then
what?
you-
-1.
You subtract 1 from each side.
There
Maybe
aren't
try
any
the
sides.
quadratic equation.
It says
Oh. Yeah.
x squared minus 4x plus 5 equals 0.
It's called a
Well, we're trying to figure out equals 0, even if it doesn't say equals 0. Oh, it does say it equals 0.
Well, I mean,
Wait, Jake, what did you get?
I got the x equals 2 plus or minus I.
how? That's what I want you to
Wait,
talk me
did I
through.
do
Can I
this
go
right?
open the door?
Sure.
Wait, what did Jake get?
Oh, completing the square.
Jake got
We haven't done that since last week. I forgot about that.
Wait.
Oh, I got 4 plus or minus 2i over 2,
Oh,
which is the same thing.
completing the ow.
Well, you could just do quadratic equation
That's what
if
I
you
did.
want to be a smart person.
We learned about that last week, but I forgot about it over the weekend.
What? Completing the square?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't forget about it over the weekend. I kind of had to do it because I waited till the weekend to do all my homework.
Oh, okay.
It's the smart thing to do.
I mean, if you know you got time on the weekend.
I actually did it. It was like 10 o'clock at night.
Okay.
Like, I did have time, I just didn't use it.
I got my booster and did not feel very good, and I'm
Oh,
now
yeah,
finally
my dad got it. I think.
feeling normal today.
Booster.
That's disappointing.
You got a booster seat?
So if we complete the square,
What if we square both sides?
What if you did quadratic equation? Can you also try that?
What if we square?
Both sides.
well, did you try
It's
quadratic
x
I
equation?
did, but it didn't get the same answer. So, wait, no.
Equals
Did
4
I do
plus
it
or
right?
minus
I don't
-1.
think I did it right.
And then we get that x squared equals
I wonder
3.
if there's a way to use our calculators, but get imaginary or complex, sorry, not imaginary, bad word, get complex answers, like have our calculators spit out the complex number, like the involving I. So Akshaya just said, can we use our calculator? Well, more so, she said, can we use the quadratic equation? But that makes me feel like calculator.
I have a question.
Okay, question.
Is the answer x equals the square root of 3 or the square root of 5?
No.
This is the answer. But let's answer that question of can we use our calculator. So grab your calculator. Negative b plus or minus the square minus 4ac over 2a. Negative b, which will be positive 4, but I'm still going to type it out.
Positive 4 plus or minus the square root of 4
Of
squared
16
minus 4.
of 16
One.
minus 4 or 5.
That was
1, 5.
You guys need to work on your harmonizing.
1,
Negative b plus or minus,
Batteries
so I'm doing
low.
plus the square root of b squared.
Low thing says. Because it's in Swedish.
Why is your computer in Swedish?
Because it was funny.
because it was fun.
Oh,
Why is
middle
my
school.
computer in Swedish? Oh, it's not.
Let me see.
It's not.
Hand it over.
Hey, we're not doing that. Hey, Jake.
Here's my
Hey,
calculator.
Jake. We're not doing that. Because Connor needs his calculator. Connor needs their calculator for homework, and Swedish will not help. Now, if the homework was learn Swedish, that might be something. But, so I'm going to level with you. I know something you don't know. I need to teach it to you. I need your attention. Okay? Because now we're like at that point where I'm like looking at the clock. I'm like, oh, I need to teach stuff. Get this typed in to do the quadratic formula because we're still practicing. Can we type it in correctly? I'm not done typing it in. I'm not done typing it in for a C over 2A. I think this. Whoa.
Non-real answers.
Is that what you got?
I haven't finished yet.
That's what I got. In real mode, all calculations must result in a real number.
Oh, wait. In real mode?
What?
Guys, this is like the Matrix. Wait, there's a not real mode? Wait, how would we find the not real mode?
You would
Probably hit mode.
Oh, probably hit mode.
There's a mode.
So either hit quit or go to,
Normal science.
and then hit mode. Do we see it?
Horizontal.
Real.
Normal.
Get that real out of here. Let's go into complex mode. So notice up at the top, guys, your top continually tells you what's going on. Now, number type says real complex, second quit. And notice how still up top, you can see that it says A plus BI. You can also see that we're in degree. You can also see that we're in degree form. So I want you guys to start paying attention to what your calculator says up here, because that constantly tells you something. So now we're in complex mode. Most of the time it's safe to leave your calculator in complex mode because most numbers we get are going to be real. And just it's still going to spit out real numbers, but if it needs to be complex, it'll spit out the complex. I got 2.
I got 2.
So then double check that it comes out the same with just the minus by changing to the minus and 2 minus I. 2 plus I, 2 minus I.
I got the same thing.
All right, so now we can either complete the square to do it, or we can quadratic formula in our calculator.
So is Jake
I did it. I got 2 minus x. Or 2 minus I.
Yep, and 2 plus I. Yeah, when we do it the other way. So, this one's easier, because easy is a bad word, right? This is already kind of set up to complete the square. What was what? If you type it in wrong, you won't get this. But Connor, were you able to get the 2 plus I or 2 minus I? Sweet. Okay, so moving on. This is, like, at this point, it's a judgment call based on how they give it to you or how difficult or more difficult things are to get into a certain form is like, well, do I want to do the work to get to completing the square? Or do I just want to use my calculator? Especially if you program your calculator, like we talked about last week. Did anyone try that over the weekend? Okay. Han, question?
Yeah, I was just plugging random things in my calculator and I got something that was something plus 0I.
Oh, because it's trying to spit out the complex answer, and there are no i's. You could just switch your calculator back into normal or real.
So it would be 1.
Yeah, 0 i's nothing. Like, literally does not change the number at all. All right, let's do this. So x plus 3 squared, like quantity squared, plus 4 begs to be solved using complete the square. Right? Because what do we do first? From up here. well, from up here, we subtract 4 from both sides, right?
Right,
So now we have negative 4. So then, like, why would I FOIL this and all that? So, like, that'd be a waste of time. So then we square root, you guys said.
2i.
Ooh. So the answer is, that was 1, 2.
Negative 3 plus or minus 2i.
Negative 3 plus or minus 2i. Making sense? Alright, let's do your homework together and play Jenga.
How much
Are we
homework?
doing the homework during Jenga? Can we do the homework problems for Jenga?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Let's go.
Oh,
I
and then
think
do we
we'll
have to like
practice-
actually turn in the
And then we
homework?
won't have
I
homework.
think we'll practice all of these through the Jenga. If not, I might bring us back to them.
Oh, so do we actually have to do the homework?
Well, yeah.
It's like
Because I need you to write things down to actually practice.
okay, then I'm gonna get out.
Do you have to do all the problems?
Yeah, let me check it, but yeah, probably.
I hope
Excuse me, especially since we have 20 minutes together right now to do it.
20 minutes together to do homework. This is like a dream come true.
Yeah, you go.
So much less stress. What lesson is this?
5.2.6.
Yeah, let's do all of them. Quantity-wise, it feels like there's a lot, but content-wise, it's not that bad.
Simple.
We're just like, it's all practicing stuff that we've done or doesn't take very long, is really what I mean.
Simple.
I mean, that's not what I mean.
Easy.
That's not, it's not easy, but now that we know what we're doing, it's not terrible.
Hey, Mr. Hudson, you cussed too.
Oh, thanks.
Wow.
You tricked me, though.
Wait, is that how you write that? Oh.
So, we're going to verify answers together, because I got the answer key.
Woo, answer key.
Here, we'll make Akshay pull out the first one. What's A? 7i. Come on up.
Participation. Get wrecked. You have to participate in something.
See, it's not going. It's why it's
Well, yeah, choose a different one then. There you go. See, look at how fun that was.
That was a
Such fun.
Connor, what's B?
B is, I put I square root of 2.
I squared. Right? No, that's not right.
Yeah, it's I square root of 2 on CPM.
Or is it square root of 2i?
It's the same thing. Square root of 2 times I or
Well,
I
like-
square root of 2.
So, either
How would you write that?
I literally just right up against the radical symbol 2, or radical symbol 2, and you gotta make sure the I doesn't look like it's under the
So
radical.
you can put like times that.
Well, you can either put the dot, or you just definitively leave space. So,
So you can
like,
only leave 2i space so that it doesn't look like even really.
like that. But yeah, you're right. If we just put a multiplication there, it's nicer. Or if we just put the I out in front, because we know anything up against the radical is multiplying.
Okay. I need a J.
Jake, what is C?
Wait, I did.
16.
You need, they need to get.
Oh yeah, sorry, Connor, come on up. I might go heat up some pizza here in a minute so that I can actually eat it today.
That's his.
I mean, I wish. Well, at some point, sure. I'll get
Right.
pizza for you guys at some point.
That was a
Really?
joke. I was mostly joking.
I'm not joking.
So nice.
Do we have to pay for it though?
I'm so glad.
I mean, it's not going to be that much. There's only 3 of you guys.
Yeah, so like $30.
How much pizza are you eating?
I don't know. I eat like half a large pizza.
Yeah, but you don't have to when somebody's buying you pizza.
Yeah.
And you could still go to the cafeteria and get pizza. Jake, what's C?
Negative 16.
There you go, pull a block.
Cafeteria pizza is worse than no food at all.
Okay.
Well,
I
probably
might
not
go
like
with
a
the
house
back
pizza.
if I was you. But I mean, do what you want, but
I was gonna
It
grab that
seems
one,
like
and
that,
then it didn't look like it was gonna go.
that little file cabinet might not be level.
You should get a level,
Well, what does it matter?
so then we know if it's level.
But it's not like we can make it level.
Yeah, we can. If you put a little bit under it.
You want me to shim up my filing cabinet just for Jenga? Akshay, what is... Sorry, Akshay, what is D?
Okay, I think it's 5i minus 5, but I don't know if that's right.
Yeah, it's just a complex number. 5i minus I. Or 5i minus 5.
5i minus I would be 4i.
I
Correct.
have to go up again.
Yes.
Silly action.
You gotta face your fears.
I know, it's not a fear, I just don't want to do it.
Face your first.
Fear participation.
Sometimes the outside ones are easier than the middle ones. It's all about where the weight is pushing down. And honestly, Jenga's a game about physics. So this is good practice with playing with physics. Playing with physics. Take a moment if you need to. They want us to complete the square to solve this. I don't.
Nope. Quadratic equation. Formula even. I don't want to complete the square. It
Okay.
doesn't. Wait, it does say. Never mind. I didn't see that. It doesn't say by completing the square.
I refuse.
I refuse the premise. That's the one thing I learned from role playing. You always have to refuse the premise.
I got it.
Do you click on the hints before you try it yourself, or are you just using that instead of getting out a book?
I'm just using this instead of getting out a book.
I was about to say, you do know we're putting them on the board, too.
I'm using the hints to see if it'll give me the answer so I can check my work.
You remember the answer keys on Schoology, right?
No, I didn't remember that.
I never remember that, honestly. That's the only
But
thing
you
I
remember
have
me
to do.
telling you at the beginning of the
I
year.
remember looking
I
at
remember
your
this.
YouTube
I
channel
trust
on
you guys,
Schoology.
so I'm giving you the answer key.
So Jake, this I don't really care that much, but this was announced. We did talk about it. We did look at it at the beginning of the year. I posted a PDF answer key in our Schoology. I'm trusting you guys to do your work on your own and then check your answers with it.
Wait, we're supposed to... Oh.
No, you don't have to. But like Jake is trying to see if the homework help will give him the answers. I gave you all of the answers.
Okay.
All right, so 132A. If you want to jump over Connor, you can. Or Connor, do you got it?
I can do it.
got it, I think.
What'd you get, Connor?
I got -2, -16.
That's because that's right.
Yay.
I got that too.
I got it
But
first.
I got it.
Jake, did you get B already?
No.
Well, you're the next block. Ooh, I have a very appropriate song for this.
Negative.
Called Block Rockin' Beats.
Is it from Geometry Dash? I only listen to music from Geometry Dash.
Because you're a nerd.
Wow. Wait,
Actually,
my name